So, octopus, the kids are teaching me English. We're drawing an octopus today. I have this synthetic paper, especially for drawing with alcoholic ink. We're going to cheat and create the body texture with alcoholic ink. To draw a real octopus with its bumps and skin requires zen and patience. I'm not ready for this yet. I want to trick it all by drawing an octopus. The only thing for us to try now is to make an outline. We'll draw an outline. If you're afraid I won't draw it properly, take the paper our old way, stick it to the window on a sunny day. Print out the octopus you want to draw in the format you want, stick it on the window, and draw the outline on our paper. I've just measured. Here I have a passport in a frame. I want to frame it, and I measured the middle. I have to mind all my limits. I did, and now I just want to sketch. I'm to sketch an octopus. Some tentacles will come out of my way, going under the edge onto the stretcher. I'll show you all, explain everything. So let's start. The most important now is to position a person, you see. As he looks right in the room in the picture, the first thing is his head. Just to clarify for you guys, the octopus shouldn't lean onto anything. I mean, its head should not rest against the edges. Always keep the openness, and also I want to add something. Not sure about it yet, but for now I'll just draw a circle. I'll make a circle. Maybe I'll use a gold leaf, a circle from which the octopus emerges, but we'll see. I don't know. This mark will be really cool for you also, not to mess up the proportions of the person. I'll draw a circle, just a little bit, then by the proportions, my octopus's head will come outside its circle. The eye will be slightly somewhere here. This is also a landmark. Look, step back from the circle, step back from the circle, step back from the circle. Made this. Do not draw tightly, guys, because then it will all be visible under the ink. And now it is like an inflated balloon. It is just a head that is from... The head is now going to the body and its tentacles and such, you know, are as sinuous as possible. So if you make a mistake or want to draw some kind of squiggle, listen to yourself and draw a squiggle. The one tentacle also goes beyond the circle. Here is such a twisted one. It goes back and sketched just a bit here, so on. Look, each detail, it is an anchor to the next detail. Here is the point of contact with the next tentacle. Here, it goes outside the circle. So here we are now. It was at the bottom. I'm going to make a twist. Well, this tentacle, it is down with us. I'm going to make a twist of the next tentacle, which is on top. Like this, and this tentacle is distributed here. Here it closes the edge of the previous one, goes here, here. Fat eat like this, and next to this snail, Slightly at the junction with the circle here is a twist, also a snail. There is a fat one comes here, another tentacle hides from her. It goes into the body. From the eye, the body is a bit humpy. So you draw, guys, now go further so that our ink is with you. go further too. Another quest that is over, the difficulties will end here. Now we will do all this, take latex and draw 2 centimeters each. I drip it on the cap, our borders, so that our ink does not go beyond our borders, something like this. In order for us to have a clear edge, we now need to draw all this with latex. When everything is drawn, the latex is drawn. Let it dry well, guys, while shaking the ink. Now I'll draw. Let's first remember the basics of drawings with ink. Make sure to protect your hands. I've stuck the sheet down with masking tape. This ensures the surface is as flat as possible since it'll curve and the ink will run like water. See, we can't pour a huge puddle. We need to pour a small one of isopropyl alcohol, specifically because of the propyl alcohol. Guys, other alcohols like vodka will shrivel up and ruin your mood as well as the whole picture. Choose high quality ink, shake it well, don't create a large puddle. Do it little by little. The next puddle erases the previous one. So you must understand, if you like the drawing, don't touch there anymore. Do it side by side. I draw in a specific zone. I draw gradually, like putting together a puzzle. I don't draw everything at once because it's difficult to manage now. What can you use to blow? I'm going to use an airbrush, but only because it has a thin nozzle and generally looks great on video. Actually, if you're going to use an ordinary hair dryer or a construction one, I recommend a construction dryer for beginners. Pick the simplest one. First, it'll be useful in your work. Second, with resin too. Besides the fact that it doesn't blow fast air, a stream that can be controlled, it can also be controlled by temperature, which is very important for curing. That is, you need not just to dry the ink, you need not just the air, but also the temperature itself. My airbrush, by the way, is ordinary, the most budget-friendly air nails. I bought it to make nail designs on myself. Now I blow ink with it, and it's a bit longer, but in small surfaces, it's easier to draw with it. That's it. I've shaken the ink well. I'm going to have an octopus that's purple, gray, and gold, also with gold. Don't overdo it. Of course, I'm a fan of gold, but sometimes you can be more calm because metallic pigment can really paint over your drawing. Now I'm making a puddle of isopropyl alcohol. I'll remind you again, yes, that we're making a small one. I'm starting with the head. And somewhere I had this pipette with turquoise, but it's okay. It's not fatal. So I distribute a little with the pipette. I distribute my ink a little. If you want some kind of delicate story, then it's better to dilute it with alcohol and color it in advance. So I'm dripping with purple now. Different areas, and gold inside the purple, only on one side. And now we slowly drag the ink in the puddle from different sides. Remember, don't blow from above, only on the sides. Right, create that dark spot right at the beginning that you want. I have a dark eye here, so here I am, creating it just a bit. Right now I'm only focusing on the head. Look, I'm highlighting the color spots. That is, I'm making its upper part darker and where the eye is larger. At the intersection between the body and the head, that is, here where I have a zone, here where his head ends, I want to darken it. So you see, now this is a mistake I made. I sharply added air and my streams dispersed. This should not be done, and this should not be, if we want to direct it somewhere. We hide the air like this. Sharply remove the airflow like this. Move it to the other side where we need it, and this can easily be removed. Moisten the napkin with isopropyl alcohol and wipe it off. Wipe it off. If you want some part of you to dry darker, then leave it. Let it dry out by itself and create dark spots for you. Now Here, this part, it is also as dense as possible, dark, and I will spill dark spots. From it further to the legs, I also pour alcohol, a small pool of alcohol, and here I drip, first black ink, there. Now purple, there's a little bit of gold on the tip of the purple ones. That's it. The first thing you need is colors. Pull one into the other. Make sure that the ink does not come out of the edges of your latex. Now I will slightly draw the octopuses. These parts draw a little at a time, guys. Don't. Take in everything because it will be very difficult to cope with this flow. I only have a little purple here. That's enough. I stretch the color. I only have a little purple here, and that's enough. Let it spread. Add color. You can add a little gold. Where's my gold? It's here. Here I will have it dark, black, like slightly here. Then the same purple, yes, and gold here. Alcohol evaporates very quickly. So don't hesitate, but make color spots right away as needed. See, I leave spots fresh in some places. Let them harden themselves as needed, like the last two tentacles. Firstly, I will make the top one a little because of the alcohol I drank again, guys. Very, very little. Now blueberry on the tip is brighter and golden. We precisely distribute along the sides, not to the center, guys. We only blow along the sides, under an angle. 45 degrees, and as I showed, we change the direction of the air. So look whether everything is drawn, whether everything has dried. Now the most fun, we remove our latex. Now it will be visible. who applied it qualitatively. Actually, if it went somewhere, do not panic. It can be painted over with white paint, guys. And now we take acrylic contour from... And now we take a black acrylic artistic three-dimensional outline. You decide on the color yourself as you find appropriate. Don't outline everything. Just outline the most fanciful parts. Yes, like the sun is shining, our octopus is somewhere underwater. Some parts are more illuminated, others are darker. We already have darker parts where the eye meets the body. So let's draw an eye, the eye area. A bit of the contour here. It needs to sketch the eye itself. So here, this is the dark part. Let it be an eye. We also do not draw it out. Right here, the eye is slightly sketched. Dark, something further. Shadow under the eye. Our octopus is sleep deprived. Then the edging, and he squints. He checks whether you drew it well or not. Here's the edging, now from ours. Hereabout. We keep going with this joint. Yes, here's the joint. We move to our torus at the junction of our torus here. You can add more black straight here. Here will be the greatest complexity now. Not complexity, but you will just need to make many, many bumps. You need to take a napkin here and constantly wipe the nose because it'll get clogged. It will get stuffed, and the main direction of our bumps shouldn't be lost. That is, look, with one side of the bumps, yes, add the tentacle. With the other side, it's his smooth part. So don't make a mistake and draw with voids, because in some voids, we will add gold leaf with you. So here, near his snout, he has a lot of these bumps. The more uneven the circle is, the better. On some, do it like a railway, but keep the stripes so they go here, and towards the top they will already leave. And by themselves they will just be here. Here we have the contour here. We can keep going like that. We continue the series of our bumps. See, he grimaces like a person. So now a simple pencil shines through the ink, so it won't be hard to see, even if we lost something somewhere. There's nothing terrible about the strokes. They're from the fat, from the greasy. Now I'm going to try to see where we have right here is the guide. It was at the junction with this part, and we're going right here. Great, right here we have our foot. And this can be done in the middle. You can make it fatter. Here too there are a lot of bumps. Empty, not empty, alternate, but I'm still drawing a lot of empty ones. Move away, move on to another part. So there are Look how huge, large on one side. Here is the edge free, but these bubbles also diverge. And the sticks between them, sticks, rails, rails. So it goes down under this. Look, we take it. We need to draw along the waist. Take spray paint, gold, silver, whatever you want. Shake it well and pour it inside into a cup on the edge, so puffed. Now take the pop-up gold directly. You can say in equal proportions, pour the pop-up gold, mix well, mix with the brush with which I will draw, leave to gain viscosity, because you can't paint with such a fresh product because it will not give the metallic effect that I want. Kneaded left, draw the golden parts. Here is yummy. Look how it shines.